You were telling me yesterday, we were talking legacy, grandparents, and even the father heart of God, and how grandparents can show that to their grandkids. You want to just share a little bit of your heart, and for the grandparents that are watching, a lot of people out there becoming grandparents, new grandparents. How should they be approaching being a grandparent for the first time?
Well, it's really, it's a blessing. I mean, if you have kids, you're blessed. And if they bring kids into the world, you're blessed. So the first thing that Grace and I are always asking is, you know, as grandparents, you've got hopes and dreams and aspirations, but you got to start with like, what do you want? How do
Mm-hmm.
we help your family? Like, what do you guys need? Do you guys need a date night? Do you need us to come watch the kid? Do you need help with something? Do you need an overnight? Like, it's starting by asking, what do you need? And then us going to our calendar and our budget and saying, okay, we're actually going to make, your marriage and your family and your kids, our grandkids, they're going to be at or near the top of the
Mm-hmm.
priority list right after Jesus, Grace. Then it's like your family and the families in our extended family, and then putting that in the budget and calendar, and then work and everything else has got to work
Mm-hmm.
around that. And for us, it's really fun because then I always like to say, I always like to have fun on the calendar.
Yeah.
Like I need to have something fun to look forward to. But even like on Sundays is my best day of the week. I used to preach. I preached for 30 some years on Sunday. I
Wait,
tend
you stopped preaching on
I stopped
Sundays?
preaching on Sundays. I preach on Saturdays, and on Sundays we watch the grandkids.
Yeah.
And so and the kids are doing ministry. You guys are all serving Jesus on Sunday, so it's like you guys are all serving, and we get to watch the grandkids. So I'm looking forward to. I mean, I pray with the boys and read Bible stories to the older boys and such. But like when they get to the point where like I can do a little discipleship with them on Sundays, to me, like getting time with the grandkids is at least as important as preaching in the pulpit on
Mm.
Sundays,
Mm.
because and so, yeah, for me, it's just super fun. But Grace and I were talking about it, like, we just don't understand, like, not to be negative, but like the couples that are like, we're buying an RV and traveling the country. It's like, well, your grandkids aren't in the RV, your
Mm.
kids aren't in the RV, and now you're not available. Or the bumper sticker I hate the most is, we're spending our children's inheritance. That's
Yeah.
my least favorite bumper sticker. And it's like, man, if God gives you kids and grandkids, just ask, how do we add value? How do we help? Make that a priority and then just enjoy the heck out of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's super fun.
Yeah. You recently became empty nesters. Gideon went off to college, and so how are your priorities shifting as you're heading into that season with grandkids, kids in college, kids married, church, this job? You got a lot going on.
Yeah, Grace and I were talking about it last night. Like we thought she anticipated. I wasn't sure. She thought there'd be a gap between our youngest going to college and our grandkids showing up. That
LOL.
there was no. That was like a Olympic race. Baton from one hand to the next, no drop. And so, yeah, Gideon went off to college here in the fall, but by then we had the four grandkids. And so like we didn't miss a beat. And so now we just I mean, he's still got a room at the house. He comes home for breaks and such. But yeah, we're down to, an empty nest. He comes home on the weekends to go to church. But then it's reset the house. And a lot of parents are like, well, we're going to downsize. I'm like, you may want to think about upsizing.
Yeah.
You may need to think about playroom for the kids and room for the kids to stay overnight and have everybody over for the holidays. And so for us, it's like probably not a downsize, probably an upsize.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do we do Christmas and Thanksgiving and have everybody over? And I mean, we're 1 year in and four grandkids. So
it happens fast.
Yeah, it happens fast. And so too, like, I mean, you guys are all talking like we're going to be in the 20 something grandkid range.
Not me
personally. Yeah.
Personally, I'm not going to make that happen, but I will contribute for sure.
You guys are all talking 3, 4, 5, 6 kids.
For sure.
Whatever.
Uh-huh.
And so it's like, well, that's fantastic.